Hello everyone. Just going to make a little video here on do-it-yourself solar panels. I've heard a few things online about do-it-yourself solar panels, how you shouldn't do it, and you're better off, if you're making a serious system to go ahead and buy, factory panels, which I pretty much agree with. I made these all these solar panels. They are 41 inch by 41 inch, 12 volt, which they pretty much, if you read them with a multimeter, they put out around 20 in full sun, 20 volts at about average 7-8 amps. A lot of it depends on the cells that you choose. These cells right here, these 6x6 cells are your best bet. The square ones, I don't know the exact name. They're polycrystalline though, they're not monocrystalline. That's what you want to get. They put out the best, and I've tested a few like these monos here. This panel right here puts out, there's 36 cells in here. It puts out I'd say almost full amp less. I got two of these. There's one down there too. And two of these, and I mean there's different grades of these monos, but for the most part, in the same price range, the square polys put out about a full amp more. And so I'm getting in full sun 7 amps plus, out of these. I got 12 panels here. So on my bank of 8 cells, they do pretty good. And these have been on the roof now. I'd have to look. I didn't prepare here for this video too much, but they've been on the roof for a couple of months, in full sun. And I came up here, to inspect, which I haven't done since I did it because it's kind of a high roof. I have to get the big ladder out to get up here. But all the panels are still working. I have no leaks. There's just, it's all in your design of your panels. This one right here I made out of the half cells. Only made one of them. There's 72 cells in there to put out basically the same thing as the 36 6x6. These 3x6s here. Same deal as the monos. This panel puts out almost a full amp less than these 36 polycrystalline cells. And now the consideration now, if you're building a pretty serious system like I did, with 12 panels, an 8 cell bank, you're trying to provide power for your house. You're not just having a little project for your shed, where you want to power a night light, type of deal. If you're building a serious system, the things to consider when you're going to purchase, panels, or you're trying to decide whether to make them yourself. Because there's a lot of commercials out there. Oh, you can buy, you can do it yourself, for $200 and this and that, and they make it sound so good and so easy. For one thing, it's not. There ain't nothing easy about making a solar panel. It's tedious work. It's really hard, and it's time consuming. And another thing is you have to be pretty well educated and versed in electronics and electrical, because you need to understand about how wire sizes, solder connections. You need to fully comprehend and understand electrical if you want a performance panel. Just slapping it together, not really understanding how things affect things, you're going to wind up with something that ain't going to perform very good. And the main consideration now is the construction quality if you're making do-it-yourself. And there is correct ways of doing things, the correct way to do it yourself at home would be to buy 1/4 inch thick, heat treated glass, which is strong. It would withstand hail, and then use the sill guard and seal your cells in. And if you use the proper wiring and tabbing wire, and everything, and you got a proper frame and everything, you can turn out a pretty high quality panel. The problem with that approach, is it kind of defeats the purpose. In my opinion, I did a lot of thinking about this before I got started. And my position is, I'm pretty poor. I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty much semi-retired, and I don't have a lot of money to just throw around like that on solar panels. So, a good solar panel, and it puts out about like this one does right here. You're in the $800 range. These panels are 150, 160 watts. That's what I got them figured out. So, say you want to buy a 180 watt panel in that range, you're in the $800 range if you're going to buy them factory. $800. Okay. So you want to do it yourself and save money. Okay. But you want to do them right so they last and they're proper. So you buy the heat treated glass, a big piece like this or larger for a 180 watt panel would be, you're in the $200 range. If you got to try to buy it, I think close to $200 for one piece of glass. Then you're probably into $100, close to it, time you get the hardware and everything, and the tooling and the blades and whatever, to figure it all in. Probably $100 for the frame. So we're up to $300. Then the sill guard, you're probably looking for a big panel. I'm guessing. You probably could find a deal on it, but at least $100, maybe $200. Right? So let's just figure on the high side, because things are always seems like more expensive than you figure. So $200 for that. So let's see, 200, 100, we're up to 500. Now let's figure in, the cells themselves, which if you buy a good grade, buy the right cells, each panel, even for 36 cells, you're probably, by the time you get the tabbing wire and everything, and your solder, and you figure everything in, you're probably close to $200 for that. So what are we at now? $700? Now I'm the type of person that I'm confident enough in my abilities that I would probably try to save that $100, but for the time involved, your best option is to buy a factory panel. Now, just to sum this up now, the way I did it now is I saved $1. And you have to watch how you construct panels at home. That's one of your considerations. If you want your panels to last, and you don't want to create a hazard either. The big problem that you see online with people building solar panels is that they're using stuff like wood, plastic, and stuff like that. These panels get red hot. They seriously get hot out in the sun. And it'll break down most stuff. It could even create a fire hazard on your roof. And pretty much, if you use wood or plastic, it's going to break down in short order. And it will just air will wind up penetrating it. You'll get bugs, they'll fog up. And like I said, I came up here and I inspected my method now, and that's why I'm putting this video out, because I think I got a system that is at least going to work pretty good for a while. And the way I did it now is I used 2 pieces of glass. I documented it in my other videos, how I put them together. But as you can see, things are looking pretty good. And it's a double pane system. I use thin glass, and that's the main drawback to my system. It's got glass on the front, and then it's sandwiched with glass from the back. And it's pretty cheap glass. I got 5 sheets of this 40 by 40 glass, which fits 36 cells perfectly. 5 sheets of it for at doitbest.com for, I think it was $120. And the guy at Do It Best, they pretty much ship to the store that's closest to you. They ship pretty much all over, but they shipped to my local hardware store the guy at the hardware store told me you could get it for 80 bucks. So for 80 bucks, you pretty much got enough to do 2.5 panels for 80 bucks. Big savings. No Sill-Guard involved. I use silicone in between to like laminate the glass together. And the trick is, don't get the silicone on the cells. Don't put your silicone all over. Don't put it on the cells. Put it one way. It's all documented in my other videos if you want to check it out. This method works. You can see my panels are doing fine. They're sealed. So far, I mean, I could do another update here in a year, and we'll see if they're still doing great. But I've had no failures. And things are looking good. This is one of my first ones that I did when I was still learning, still experimenting with how to do this. And you can see, I don't know how clearly you can see it, but you can see where I got the silicone actually on the cells. See that? See how it kind of mucked them up? You don't want silicone all over the place. And you want that silicone to be able to cure inside before you completely seal it around the edge. But as I said, it's all documented. I put each one of these panels out for an estimated 170 bucks a piece. Like I said, they're 150, 160 watts. So it's like $1 a watt, right? I don't think that's too bad. Not too bad at all. And I'm highly satisfied. They really put out good. I mean, it keeps my 8-cell bank with these 12 panels. It'll pump it right up in full sun. And with the 12 panels, there's enough there to keep the bank topped or floated, even in cloudy, like it is right now, where it's cloudy. I could float my bank right now with them all on. So yeah. So this is my video. I hope it answered some of your questions you people are thinking about making panels. You can do it. If you want to save money, I think, a method here that you might want to consider. I'm not saying, I'm the greatest or anything like that. I'm just saying, don't waste your time and money. They need to be put together in a manner that is electrically sound, and they need to be put together in a manner that is sealed and won't deteriorate. And to really do it proper, like I said, it's really going to be not very cost effective. Be better just to buy them with a warranty, pay the extra 100 or 200 or whatever you got to pay per panel. Okay, so y'all have a great day, and I'm going to do more videos testing my system. I actually just got my my second inverter, and I'm working on a few other things. I want to get a 120 volt small hot water heater, and there was one other thing I wanted to get. Other things I want to get, like a induction hot plate and a Makita battery powered vacuum, and I want to get an evaporative cooler, a nice big one, for AC, to replace the AC. So I'm working on getting my system completed to where I'm really am not afraid to just turn that main switch off, the main circuit breaker, and just live on it. Yep, you can see my 2 inverters there. Got one there, one down there. Nothing's on right now. I'm not off grid at the moment. There's my water system. But yeah, I'm just really happy so far. Really satisfied with the system. It's just great. And y'all have a great day. I'm rambling.